All right, folks, your energy healer, your chakra healer, your energy coach, Erica Aiden here again, because I didn't want it to go another week without putting up at least a few videos, okay? So we are still in Energy 101, and last episode, okay, so just a few minutes ago, we talked about the bodies, okay? And this is the human experience. This is what makes us us. We got a physical body, we've got an emotional body, and we got a subtle body too. So those all working together, okay? And if they work separately, guess what? Doesn't really work, okay? So today we are going to talk a little bit about how energy gets blocked or how it gets misaligned. And we did talk about this just a video ago about trauma, thoughts, and toxins, the things that we put into our body, the things that we get out of our body, okay? So we have things that occur every single day, and that is stress. We've got life events in our lives that we call trauma. We've got negative thoughts, negative feelings. Maybe we've got some bullies that have really bothered us. Maybe we talk horribly about ourselves. And again, this all creates toxins within our bodies, okay? So the misalignments, those kinds of things are just being thrown at us consistently, okay? If we were watching the news, like, news is just bad, okay? There's just bad news all the time, it seems. I quit watching news. I tried to watch news again. It just made me like a little, I said this a couple of videos ago, ragey. I don't want to be ragey. Because when I am at my most centered, I am educated and I am knowledgeable and I get to choose how I react and respond to those things, okay? And that is creating a less toxic environment in my thoughts and in my energetic body. So I'm not portraying, I'm not protruding, I'm not throwing it out there. That just hurtful stuff. And I know you've seen it. I don't know if you're part of it, but I know you've seen it. And it's harsh. And it's yucky. And it is anti what we were put on this earth to do, which is, by the way, love, which is a positive thing, okay? So we've got all of those things. Those, and I was just reading, because I've got some notes up, emotional patterns, chronic emotional patterns. We can create chronic emotional patterns. This is also where ancestry comes from, that ancestral traumas that we experience. That's where that comes from, these unbroken chains of things that just hurt. Not just you, not just me, but the things that are coming and the things that have been before. And I try really hard, in the Sage Shift, when we acknowledge we don't work in the past, we only work in the now, because we can't work in the future either. We can prepare for the future. We can get ourselves ready for those things, but we're not living in the past anymore. We don't live there. We got to put that down. There's a really great parable about two monks. They were walking, they were collecting alms, and there was this very sick old woman that was just having a hard time getting through the mud, and the older of the two monks picked her up and carried her. And this novitiate, this other monk, after the old monk put this woman down, got her safely to where she needed to be, down the road says, we're not supposed to touch the opposite sex, it's just against who we are and what we are. And the older monk says, I put her down long ago. How come you didn't? And that is what we do with our past. We got to put it away. Acknowledge it. Just understand that it's there. We know that it's there. It shaped who we are. It makes us make less of those bad decisions and more of those good decisions, depending on where we're at. So that is the ancestral stuff. Those emotional patterns that we just find ourselves in. And I'm ourselves as well. I get it. But energetically, if we can make sure that we are centered and we can figure out a way to connect ourselves to ourselves, and then that way we are connecting with others in a purposeful, meaningful, loving way, a way that we can say, I'm not sure if I understand, but I understand you and I want to connect with you and I love you and I know there's toxic people. I get it too. And those are the people that we just need to also block ourselves from. All right? And maybe you work with somebody. Maybe you've got a family member, a daughter, a son, a mom, a dad, a sister, brother, aunt, uncle, friend who's toxic. And maybe they're just reaching out. Maybe they just haven't gotten it yet. And sometimes forgiveness of ourselves can open up that for other people. Okay? So that is creating new emotional patterns. We also, guess what? In my last video, we just talked about food and energy. So if we're sitting inside, especially during the winter time when it's really cold and it's yucky and it's just cloudy, just like it's cloudy today, but we're not getting outside and getting that glorious sun, that glorious energy, and we're holed up and we're so sad because of the season. And I understand, and I understand the season, I get it. But if we do just sit and do nothing, then we're just leaking that energy and we're not absorbing anything positive, just letting it go. And that's leaking. That is taking out the good stuff that you can just hold on to, okay? The energy. Get to moving a little bit. Get outside. Take a walk in the brisk, cold, okay, unless you're in like below 0. You don't want to go out on those days, right? Make sure you're safe when you do it. Lay in a sunbeam, okay? There's windows all over the place. Just get out, do something, because we want to bring in energy. We don't want to put it out. We don't want it leaking, okay? Porous boundaries. Remember that you can say no. You can say, I don't like that. You can tell the people around you that you love and love you. Set those boundaries. You can do it. And then often people, when they are not setting boundaries for themselves, they get mad. That's not yours. That is not yours. And energetically, you can just, they're going to be mad. And that's okay. They can be mad. It's not yours. It's not yours to take care of. All right. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about energetically in how we can block it and how we can misalign our own energy is when we people please, when we're yes men, when we just take or just give, okay? You have to give and take. You have to have a flow. You have to remember that all of the things that are you is a wonderful gift to share with people. And as you are sharing your wonderful gift, you get to receive other people's wonderful gifts. You don't have somebody in your life that's a wonderful gift, then you need to do a little bit more alignment and some investigating, okay? That is important to have people around you to give and to receive from. Keep that in mind, because if we are not exacting a flow of energy above, down, inside, out. We talked about this again, too. This is where we get things from the divine, from the energy, from the sun. The sun doesn't come up into our bodies. It comes down into our bodies. Okay? So everything is a flow. Keep everything in a flow. And I know you're going to have people that you just want to give to because you just want them to wake up. You want them to feel this thing that you're giving them. Guess what? If you give it and they aren't receiving it, that's not yours. You get to create your own flow. You get a choice. Okay, so that is how energies are blocked or misaligned. And then next time, I'm not sure if it's going to be today, but it'll be soon, we are going to do energy alignment. We're going to talk about how we can get ourselves in the flow, how we can create this lovely vibe and the energy frequency where people want to be around you, and more importantly, you want to be around yourself, because that's important. We're around ourselves like constantly, all the time. We don't ever leave unless we do transcendental meditation, but that is a different video completely. You heard all this from your energy healer, your energy alignment coach, Erica Aiden, and I will certainly see you later. You are loved.